Gentlemen, welcome to 4Music Presents. How are we all doing?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah, excellent.
That was sounding epic there, huge.
Do our best.
Yeah? Good, good. Tell us, tell us about it. It's quite heavy kind of subject matter. Tell us the story behind that.
Yeah, it's just some observation I've had from childhood, really, stuck with me, and it's kind of my job to put them in lyrics and put them in songs.
So you were in hospital one time, back with a little broken leg?
Well,
or
no, just visiting family, really, when you're young. Not any more than anyone else has, and it just, it's just something that's stayed with me, and yeah. So in the song, it's kind of, I guess, some kind of metaphor for disease, really, and illness. But yeah.
Now, Tom, I believe I've read somewhere anyway that it said you're not too fond of people over-analysing your lyrics. Is that right?
Well, I don't mind people over-analysing them. I find it's quite hard talking about them because I don't know, they're not like specific stories detailing specific things. They're based in emotions and my thoughts and worries about certain things. They're not all dark, but I think to the casual observer they might go, oh, it's just a bit of moody nonsense, and that's fine. But it's hard for me to sometimes explain where my head was at the time. Yeah.
So they're perhaps a little bit abstract sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. I think this record's maybe a little bit easier to read than the first record. I think maybe hopefully in the last few years I've got a bit better at writing lyrics. But yeah.
And tell me, I've also read that you guys are saying that this album kind of deals with a lot of the big questions in life, right?
It does touch on, things coming to an end, and I guess disease and illness, and also, but also, making the most of it while you're here. And it's not just dark and depressing, but they're not trivial things. I find it hard to write about, going to the pub and getting pissed and all that stuff.
It's a bit limiting, really.
Well, some people can do it very well, and that's fine. I can't, or haven't been able to yet.
So hopefully with album 3, we'll just get into some really banal stuff about you guys,
Hookers and blows.
Good. Looking forward to it. Now, Chris, I want to ask you a question, sir. I believe when you first sat down and did the first playback of the album, you were all astonished. Is that right? Now, I'm hoping that was astonished good, as opposed to like, well, that is not how I thought it was going to sound.
No, it's definitely astonished good.
Okay.
Yeah, not astonished, oh, God, what have we done? Or what haven't we done?
And tell me, what was the most astonishing music, perhaps for you? What was the most, when you sat down, you were like, oh, that's it?
Well, there's a track, the last track's called Well Worn Hand, and it's just Chris and Tom in the studio, and it was one take, one moment, and unfortunately I wasn't there for it because Chris had spiked my drink and he'd sent me to bed early. We'd been drinking Guinness and he'd been putting shots of whiskey and vodka in it without me knowing.
That's a good friend for you.
So the best, maybe the most emotional kind of really just incredible moment on the album.
I just wanted to get you...
I was puking up in the toilet upstairs. But when I heard it back in a dark room the next day, after
in
all
a
the
dark
excitement,
place as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah, exactly. It was incredible and stuff.
Sorry about
it's
that,
a real
mate.
departure for us as well. So that's lovely to hear.
Now you're going to play another track for us. It's called "An End Has a Start." Any funny stories about this track?
Just wanted to make it a hit, didn't we?
Just straight up.
That was our
Let's write a
pretext.
hit.
Yeah, let's make something really good.
Yeah, just a in-your-face club song.
It's got Mellotron in it as well.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
What's a mellotron?
It's a keyboard that goes, oh.
I can't wait to hear it.
It's the greatest instrument in the world.
Yeah?
Other than an omnichord, yeah.
And what's the omnichord do?
It's like an electronic...
Like a mellotron, but it goes, ah.
A little bit like that, yeah. It goes, bling.
OK, that sounds great too. Time to take a quick break, but just before we do, here are editors...